Okay, onto the pillar drill now. So the pillar drill is great for drilling straight holes. So we're talking holes which could be like really wide diameter, quite deep, that can also drill through quite tough materials. Like you could actually drill through aluminium, for example, on here, or even very slowly if you had a bit of steel or copper or brass, you wanted to drill a hole in, you could do it on here. And the rule is with any drilling is that the wider the diameter is of the drill bit, the slower the drill needs to rotate. So with these, you can actually change the speed of the drill. Now what you'd do is you'd loosen this little Allen bolt here, and inside here there is a load of, well, it's not a load, there's a load of pulleys in here. You can see there's some pulleys there, and what you can do is use those to change the gearing, and it tells you the spindle speeds and the recommended speeds inside there. So yeah, it'll basically say what's a good speed if you're drilling like X diameter through whatever material. What's a good speed to use? I'm just going to put that little bolt back in there. Yeah. So yeah, that's something you would change. Like a well-trained user of the drill would know when they need to change the speed of the drill. These are very high torque. Now torque is rotational force, so you have to make sure that you clamp the workpiece down properly. So that's where you'd either use quick grips, or you would use something like a hand vise here, which is nice and heavy. And then if you use the hand vise, you then clamp the workpiece down onto the bed here as well. The bed can be moved up and down. We've got the handle here. You can rotate that to raise or lower the workpiece. You want to have it so it's about 1 centimeter or 2 cm, so that the actual workpiece is about 2 cm below the drill bit. Now you notice here I've actually got in a different tool. This is actually a wire brush. Now these are great as well. This is a very effective use for a machine like this. You can put in like little wire brushes, and this is really good for getting a lovely finish on metals. And I can just show you an example of this now. If you've made something from aluminium and you want to get a really nice finish on it, you can get this kind of finish on it here. So this is really nice. You actually see this on a lot of like metal components. It just gives a lovely sort of slightly pearlescent brushed style finish on here. So that's a really nice type of finish that you can achieve very easily just by using a pillar drill. So the main advantage of a pillar drill is that they're very powerful, so they can drill through like hard materials. They'll drill a perfectly straight hole each time. And yeah, and you could set up a jig on here. Like if you had to drill exactly the same hole location in multiple parts, you can actually use the hand vise there, clamp it in place, and then every time you put a new piece of work into the drill, I mean, you could have something like this where every time you put the workpiece in, it'll automatically be lined up in the correct position, so that you can then just put it in. You don't even need to line it up, and then drill, put the next one in, drill, and yeah, so on and so forth. And just a reminder with the drill bits here, if I just get a pack of drill bits out. So the drill bits, the largest drill bit that the chuck will take is like this. I mean, this one is pretty wide. This one is a 13 millimeter drill bit. So something like that, you need to slow down the drill, especially the harder the material is, the slower the drill needs to go. So if you're drilling steel or brass with a really wide diameter, you would first do what we call a pilot hole. The pilot hole you do with a thin drill bit first, just to sort of guide the big one in. Then when you use the big drill bits, yes, you need to then slow the drill down, and you also need to just press very gently with that handle there, so you don't force it through. Same health and safety principles are applied to this machine. With this, there's a risk of hair entrapment. So if you've got long hair, if it gets caught around here, it would then get dragged around, and yeah, awful things happen when that happens. So you need to have the guard down when you're using it. There's a dead man switch up here. The green button is on and off. The rule is you never let go of the workpiece as well when you're using it. And we've also got a kick stop down the bottom there. That's actually the main one you use. So if you're drilling, use the kick stop. And it's the same with the knee stop on the belt sander there as well. The reason being with those is that you don't need to release your workpiece when you're actually performing that operation. That's the main advantage. You can be carrying on drilling or sanding, and you hold the workpiece steady, kick, and then you just wait until the machine is off. Yeah, goggles, aprons, hair tied back. That's a universal thing for all of these basically all of these, anything powered, you need to be doing that.